Hello world, my name is Ashley Collins. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Breakup Diaries. I want to talk about the word gullible. A couple of videos ago, I called myself gullible. Which video is it? It's the one on my Craigslist horror story. And one of my friends, she commented on my video and she said, that word is used in such a negative connotation and it's used to make a person feel guilty. It makes use to make it when you think of a gullible person, you think of a person who is foolish, a person who keeps falling into trap, and the person who keeps sticking their hand on the stove even after they know that's gonna burn my hand, you know. But if you really actually look at the word gullible, you think about a child, you think about an elderly person because they're gullible. They're innocent, they're pure, and they're trusting. And shouldn't we want to do that as human beings? Shouldn't we walk through life trusting other people? And when did we lose that innocence? At what age do we stop allowing ourselves to be vulnerable? And why is that a bad thing to be vulnerable? Because it makes you more susceptible to hurt. And I don't think that. And I don't subscribe to that at all. So I've just been taking notes after notes after notes on this word and studying, and I just wanted to share some of it with you guys. Some of it from my friends, some of it's from research of my own, some of it's from some YouTube videos. So some of these words aren't my own, unless you'll be able to tell like my reading voice from my ranting voice. Okay, so there are people who use the word gullible in a negative aspect, naive, fragile, easily influenced, right? They look at the world with wonder and they cry if they break something. It's like, have you ever messed something up and you felt so guilty, felt so bad that like you're beating yourself up for it? Why is that a bad thing? Why is that a bad thing to not want to break something? Whereas the other person, if they break us, we still blame ourselves. And that doesn't make any logical sense to me. We excuse the manipulators because we say that person is an adult. It's like we excuse that other person for taking advantage of you because they say that you should know better. But what should you know better? You know, are you really supposed to walk around life with your guard up? Are you really supposed to walk around life with a pocket knife in front of your heart? You shouldn't. What else? I took a lot of notes. It's unfair to manipulate someone for being a hopeless romantic and a believer in good. I try to walk around with the philosophy that everyone is doing the best that they can. And, I want to bounce this off, right? It's so ungullible because they're making decisions and actions based on entirely different incentives and value systems than I have. If I were more empathetic, their actions might prove more rational. Okay, so we all know what the word incentive is, right? Like, if not, then like Google it. Okay, so we all walk around life trying to do things to make ourselves feel good. We'd walk around life trying to protect ourselves. We all, like for some people, when they make money, they feel good. Like they're hustlers. They love making money, right? Like that's their incentive. I work hard and I make my money. Whereas some people, like myself, or at least I'd like to think that about myself. Some people, we walk around life and it feels good just try to make other people happy. It feels good doing a good deed for someone else. So just because my incentives in life are different than yours, that makes me weak. Gullible does not equal weak in my eyes. We both have different incentives. We both have different wants in life. We both have different things that make us feel good. And for some people, they just like to walk around and hurt other people. But they were never held accountable. And this is something that really bothers me with adults. Like we have like these grown ass children. I mean, we are children, but hear me out for a second. We have these grown ass children walking around and their friends don't hold them accountable for their behavior. They're just like, oh man, I'm sorry. It's okay. Brush it off. And it's like, no, you fucked up. You fucked up and you hurt someone and that's not okay. We don't hold our friends and loved ones. Well, first of all, why do we say friends and loved ones? They're like the same thing. Anyway, we don't hold our friends and loved ones accountable. You shouldn't be allowed to just walk around hurting people. Let's make sure my mom doesn't come in. When you say that someone is gullible, what that possibly might mean, is that you lack the emotional maturity to understand them. And don't you think that's a little sad, though? Not sad as in I feel sorry for you that... Because I definitely think that everyone should experience love. And I recorded a video yesterday that I don't think I'm going to post. I don't know. I might post it like unlisted on my YouTube, saying how I've always hated that stupid fucking quote from Shakespeare. Better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. Because it hurts. And I get it. I get it when people lose a loved one and they feel like something's missing in their life, that there's a gap in their life. So better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all? Fuck that. I'd rather have never have loved. Right now, present tense in this moment, I'd rather than to have never have loved. I think that a negative self-talk that happens in a gullible person's mind is that they think that if something bad happened, I did something to deserve it. And this is something that's been playing in my mind the past 2 weeks, where it's like I'm replaying everything that I did wrong, and I'm nitpicking the tiniest details. There's something in my behavior that I could change for the better, which is good. Which is good because, being gullible is always a constant learning, a constant growth opportunity. But it's like, should we always be walking in life looking for red flags? Everything's a fucking red flag. Like, this window could collapse and fall on my face. And you see tons of those videos, fucking books, research on how to spot red flags, how to spot bad people before they come into your life. But it's like, don't you think that's a little paranoid? And I feel like I'm walking through life paranoid right now. Because I'm constantly looking for those red flags. What are they going to do to hurt me? What are they going to do to deceive me? What are they going to do to steal from me? And it's like, God, that's such an exhausting life. That's so exhausting. People are human, which means that we are flawed and we will do anything to get what we need or want. That doesn't make that person good, evil, or narcissist. They're doing what they need to get their dopamine hit. That doesn't mean that excuses their behavior. They still need to be held accountable. And that doesn't mean you take your revenge on them, whatever. No. They will learn eventually. Or not. Some people will never learn their lesson, and that's very, very, very sad, because they're missing out on such a beautiful life. They're missing out on such a lovely, lovely life. The reason why I asked that question is because I was talking to people and I was like, do I attract narcissists? But the reality is, people do what we allow them to do. And this is not a negative self-talk. This is not a bullying myself moment. I allow it. I allow people to take advantage of me. I allow it. And it's not fair for me to be constantly pointing fingers and yelling at them and be like, you did this to me and you did this to me. I allowed it. Being gullible is a growth opportunity. And you shouldn't stop growing, no matter what age. Okay, let me leave you with this. So, my mentor is amazing, and we've been emailing back and forth. He'll send me like a whole essay, and I'm like, okay, well, I can't read this all in one sitting, but I will read this. But he left me that he sent me this, and I want to share it with you guys. Before I say that, though, I want to say to the people who are very empathetic, who are very vulnerable, the people who are gullible, you've heard that several times in your life. Don't give up on love. Because you have so much love to give. You are overflowing with so much love. And you still have more. You're not empty. You can give that love. It may not be to a romantic lover, you know? You can give that love to a parent. You may adopt a child one day. You may adopt a pet one day, and you can fill that person with love. And then we'll have another person in the world who can do good because they are overflowing with love. And we need more good people, because the bad ones are really fast at tweeting and getting popular. Oh my God, my brother he was here the other day looking at like the fight videos, and I was like, really? You want to give that a view, but you're not going to look at one of my videos? But okay, let me share this because I gotta go to fucking work. What time is it? Oh, I'm making great time. What? Waking up early. Go, Ashley. Live life. Live a life out loud. Be your authentic self. One cannot love without loss. One cannot gain without sacrifice. You may be on an emotional roller coaster, but when you're old and gray and look back at your life, you won't have a regret. You need to be you. Know yourself. Don't lie to people. Be confident and comfortable in your skin. Some people will never feel life like you. I know that for some of us, we are overflowing with so much feelings that we misdiagnose ourselves, and we think that there's something wrong with us. And we try to like use supplements and drugs, alcohol to like numb ourselves so we don't feel so much. Mainly talking about myself. But maybe that feeling can create something. Maybe that feeling can create art. Van Gogh, he saw the same flower that you did, but he just saw it differently. And he painted that. People who are extremely empathetic, people who are extremely emotional, people who are dramatic, we feel things, we allow ourselves to feel, and some people want to cut off from those feelings. And that's okay. Forgive yourself, forgive them. Gullible does not equal weak. You're not weak, you're not pathetic. You just feel a lot. Okay, I think that's it. Everyone is attracted to fire and warmth. And there's some people who want to feed on that life. Okay, I'm just rambling at this point because I just don't want to turn off the camera. Okay, thank you guys so much for listening. I guess I should do a plug. Yeah. I have a Instagram is the Aunt of Dragons. Twitter is the Aunt of Dragon. I think it's singular or plural, it doesn't matter. You can add me on Facebook, Ashley Collins. Let's have a talk about this. What do you think about the word gullible? Am I being foolish? Am I trying to lie to myself? Maybe I just need to lie to myself for 24 hours so I can make it through this 9-hour workday. Okay, bye.